Well, we have our work cut out for us this morning. Hi everybody, welcome to Living Traditions Homestead. My name is Sarah, this is my husband Kevin, and we have had a period of quite a bit of weeks, probably a month or more, with absolutely no rain. And we got some rain, which is great, but it all came down all at once, really heavy, and it's done some damage in the garden. So we have a day where we need to go through the garden, and a lot of things that have fallen down we need to tie back up. And then I'm also hoping to do a big harvest today, get some things into the house to start preserving them for the winter.
Yeah, it's been kind of a weird couple days because like Sarah said, we've gone about a month with no rain. Now suddenly we've got, you know, not a big quantity of rain, but when it did rain, it came down just so heavy. And there's things that we need to be doing in the garden today, like we were supposed to pick green beans yesterday. We try to pick green beans every other day, but I don't know if all of you know, but you're not supposed to pick green beans when it's wet. So
when the leaves and stuff are wet.
Right, when the leaves are wet, because it can really spread disease among the plants. So we need to wait until they dry back out now. But the beans, you know, green beans are one of those things that if you just miss a day, suddenly they've gone from too small to too big. And so we need to get them out of the garden. So we're going to have to do it today in the hot part of the day because this evening they're predicting more rain. So whether we like it or not, this is what we need to do. It's supposed to be, I think, 95 degrees or something today. And it is humid from all this rain. But hey, we have to do it. And you know what? No matter how hot or humid it is, it beats sitting behind a desk. So we need to get busy in the garden.
So one of the things we're going to be working on today are these tall tomato plants. We have several down both rows of our tomatoes that have kind of flopped over. So we need to pick them back up, and we'll be running string from one end to the other of where they have flopped down to re-support them. This has happened in both of our rows to several plants. So that's what we're going to be doing in the tomatoes, and let me show you over by the peppers some things that have happened. So similar to our tomatoes, some of our pepper plants have fallen over. They're just loaded with peppers, and they're just so tall. I'm super happy with how well they've been doing and how tall they've grown, but it just means that we have to provide a little extra support for them. So we have a lot of work to do, so we're just gonna get going. We've pretty much finished tying up all of the tomato plants and the pepper plants. Kevin has moved his attention to butchering some rabbits. We still have probably 10 litters of rabbits that we're growing out and butchering this summer. Now the focus of my attention can be put towards some harvesting. I've noticed over the last couple of days that there are a lot of peppers that are beginning to be big enough, and some of them are starting to turn red. So I'm going to go through all the peppers today. I expect a pretty nice harvest. I've decided that some of the chili peppers, the big ones, even though they're not all turning red yet, I'm going to pull a lot of them off of the plants to finish ripening inside, so that way hopefully I get another crop of blossoms, which will lead to another crop of chili peppers. Right here are our poblano peppers, and I will be picking these and drying them whole in the dehydrator. I did a video on how I dry them whole in the dehydrator last year, so I'll go ahead and make sure to include a link to that video right here. I use these dried in my chili powders and my taco seasoning. Poblano peppers, when they're dried, are actually called ancho chilies. So if you see those, you'll know that the fresh chili pepper is a poblano pepper. And if you want to start growing some of those, you'll know you'll start with poblano peppers. This is a pretty good size. I could probably leave it on there for a little bit longer, but like I said, I want to give these plants some renewed vigor so that they start putting on more flowers. So I'm just gonna go through and pick all these nice sized ones and see how many we get. Our cayenne chili peppers are starting to turn red. They are just the most brilliant red color. These are Monero chili peppers, and I will bring these in and have them ripen in the house until they're red, and then I will also dry these and use them in my chili powders and things. These are medium heat. They're a hybrid chili pepper. This is the first time we are growing these on our homestead, so it's an experiment. So nothing goes 100% as planned, right? I had to take Grace into town to meet with some friends, and when I went to pick her up, all of a sudden in our little town, it started raining. And I heard on the radio that it was pouring an hour away. So of course, I had to race home. I called Kevin on the way because we have been putting off picking green beans actually because of the rain, and they're getting too big. So I raced home. We didn't have time to get the camera, and I was afraid that the camera would get poured on, and we quickly picked all these green beans, and now they're safe. I'm super thankful that we got all these picked. That is a big basket of green beans.
And I've got my snack for the rest of the day.
Now we need to get back to picking, but all the rabbits that Kevin needed to butcher for the day are done in the fridge resting. So that's another good project. So
yeah, 2 litters out of the way. Part of our plan to downsize the rabbits.
They're in the fridge. Let them rest for 24 hours before we put them in the shrink bags. But now we need to get back out to the garden and keep picking because there's a lot more veggies out there.
And a lot more rain coming.
Yes, tonight, more rain.
So while Sarah finishes picking peppers, my job right now is going to be picking our okra and our zucchini. This year we're growing 2 different types of okra. We're growing the Clemson Spineless, which is a green variety, kind of your standard looking okra. And then we're also growing Red Jing, which is a red okra. So we're excited about that. I planted 20 plants, and I'm hoping that they all produce as much as they can, because personally I love okra. So let me show you the difference between the 2 different types of plants. This is the Clemson Spineless. These are the green variety, and you can see here's some of the okra right here. Now let's go down and look at the Red Jing. They're beautiful plants. They're just starting to produce right now. Okra flowers, if you haven't seen okra flowers, they're so pretty when they're open. These really don't have a whole lot of okra on them yet. There's one right there.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot even believe this Anaheim pepper harvest that I'm doing right now. I have done one side of these plants, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these Anaheim pepper plants. I'm just starting this side. Let me show you how many I have so far. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm so excited to get these in the house and roast them, and then can them in the little bitty 4-ounce jars to use all year round. They are just the most gorgeous things. Now, they're not quite as big as my first harvest. I did a video on a pepper harvest with a pepper tour, so go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link to that. And I also taught you all how to roast them in the oven. But look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Wow. Okay, I'm officially calling this a major pepper harvest. I'm over here by the jalapenos. I've already harvested half of them, and the other half of my basket is already full. So, this is a major pepper harvest. On to these peppers. These are the Alma paprika peppers. They're starting to get ripe. They start out this white color, whitish yellowish, and then they will actually turn bright red. So because they're starting to turn orange, I'm going to pick these and bring them in the house to let them ripen more. But this will serve as my sweet paprika this year, and I will be smoking some to have some smoked paprika. And I'll be drying them and grinding them. Okay, you guys, I hope that you can believe us. We harvested all of this stuff today. This day went by so fast. All of a sudden, when we checked the time, it was already 10 to 7. We've been working so hard. We are just so proud of this harvest. It is definitely the largest harvest we've had yet this year. So we ended up with 3 really nice sized boxes of peppers. Just a ton of peppers. I'm so excited to get started on processing these. And the green beans over here, look at that big basket. Grace and I, because Samantha's at church camp actually, Grace and I will be snapping those and canning those tomorrow.
We're just so happy. We just feel so blessed that the garden is doing as well as it is, and that things just continue to grow despite, you know, some of the problems that we've had this year. Some of these squash that we harvested today probably weren't all the way ready. You know, we picked these small pumpkins. We picked some of our Hubbard squash today. If you guys have been watching this, we've been really battling the squash bugs this year. If you haven't seen the video we did on that, I'll leave a link up here. So really the plants were about to die, so we had to cut these today and bring them in the house. And now we're going to actually get those plants completely out of the garden and burn them. But they're going to be super good to eat fresh.
And we also had a really great harvest of tomatoes. We've got this big box here, this nice box here, and then a double layer of the Roma type tomatoes here, and a nice bowl of cherry tomatoes. We're super excited about this harvest.
You guys, if this is your first time visiting our homestead, we're so glad that you found us. This is the perfect time for you to hit that subscribe button and follow along as we continue to learn how to be more self-sufficient, how to grow and raise our own food, and every year get better and better to the point that hopefully we don't ever have to go to a grocery store again.
If you're one of our traditionalists that comes back 5 days a week for all of our videos, you guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Hey, if you know somebody that you think would like our channel, please share that and share this video. And until next time, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.